Hi, everybody. I'm Sherry Hudson Passy from the SLIG Committee, and with me today is Gary Ball-Kilbourne. See, I told you it's okay if we make mistakes. Gary Ball-Kilbourne, and he has come to talk to us about his course for SLIG, researching along the Northern Plains. So I'm so excited to have you join me today because I want to hear all about this course. So if you can start off with just telling us a brief overview and kind of who this course is for.
Well, the Northern Plains include the northern part of the Great Plains, and for decades that's been known as the Great American Desert.
Ah,
It's not so hospitable, especially for farming, as lands in the Midwest or South or Atlantic Seaboard or the Pacific Northwest, anyhow. And you ask people for adjectives describing the Northern Plains, and you get words like flat, treeless, empty, sparse, wide spaces, brutal winters, and
oh
some of that is
man.
true. But in reality, the Northern Plains are filled with intriguing peoples and rich and varied histories and challenging opportunities for genealogists. For the purpose of this course that we're offering, the Northern Plains consist of the entirety of North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, as well as Western Minnesota, Western Iowa, and Eastern Montana. So
Wow.
that's a lot of
That
territory
is a
to cover.
lot. That's a lot of territory. Yeah.
I've lived in North Dakota for most of my adult life, and I currently live in Fargo. When I first began intentional training in genealogy, I lived in Minot, out in the northwestern part of North Dakota, near the Bakken oil fields, not too far from the border with Saskatchewan.
Ah,
I felt genealogically isolated,
I'll bet.
uh, not within any easy distance of what I thought of as major
Wow.
repositories.
Yeah.
But I discovered many significant repositories servicing the Northern Plains. There are good state and university archives. There are societies with great records that deal with major ethnic groups in the area, such as Norwegians and Germans from Russia.
Yeah.
And I discovered the joy of researching on the ground in large and small county courthouses. And these are some of the discoveries that will be shared with participants in this course.
Ah,
So
sounds
who's the
wonderful.
course for?
Yeah.
It's for anyone interested in researching in the Northern Plains or just wanting to expand in the regions in which they have some knowledge so they can go in there and do their own research.
Ah,
And there's no prerequisites. We just expect you to be at roughly an intermediate level of skill and knowledge in the major source types that any competent genealogy would be working with.
exactly. So this is going to help people build their knowledge and strength, especially if they've got ancestors there. But sometimes we just want to learn about different areas as genealogists, as we maybe take clients and things like that. So it's not just for somebody who might have family living there, ancestors who lived there. It can be for anybody who just wants to expand their knowledge.
And a lot of people do have ancestors who either settled in or at least traveled through or
Hmm.
temporarily lived in the
Yes.
Northern Plains. Just one example, I had a great grandfather who lived mostly in the Washington, D.C. area. But in researching him, discovered that he and his new family spent about 2 years in Omaha, Nebraska.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's,
and
yeah. So you just never know.
yeah, you never know, and it's worthwhile knowing something about
Exactly.
areas that you don't normally deal with.
Exactly. Absolutely. Well, I know that you've got some other instructors that are going to be
Yeah.
helping out with this course. Who are they?
But besides myself, I think that we have a strong team of knowledgeable instructors. Many of them have taught a lot of FLIG and other institute courses before. Um, Rebecca Whitman Covert will get you
Mhm.
acquainted with how the Northern Plains are mapped and where you can find useful maps.
Mhm.
Gina Philibert Ortega will introduce you to sources that will help you get the backstories of your ancestors through social history. Paula Stewart Warren will
Oh,
teach
yeah.
2 sessions on researching genealogy among Native Americans of the Northern Plains. And I'm especially thrilled to have her
Yes.
teaching this component. It's an important component, and it's a difficult component for
Yes.
researching in the Northern Plains. Jay Fonkert will guide you through the migration patterns that led to settlement in the Northern Plains, and he will give particular attention to two major waves of migration into the Northern Plains. To help you understand why and how your ancestors settled in the Northern Plains, Jody Miller will introduce you to the immigrant guides that influenced migration and settlement. And many of those can be found in print, even online or at repositories. Angela Packer McGee will cover homesteading in the Northern Plains, and she'll provide a workshop session specifically working with federal land interests.
Nice.
Jeff Spear, who's an expert in Scandinavian genealogy, will guide you through research among the Scandinavian peoples who are so prevalent, having populated the Northern Plains. And in addition, I'll lead a session that's looking at Germans from Russia, another ethnic group here, as well as several sessions looking at the resources to be found in each of the Northern Plains states.
You've got an all-star cast.
I think that's a great crew.
I do too. This sounds very, very interesting and very just this is wonderful for this area because we've not done this before. So I'm grateful that we're doing something focused on this area, and it sounds like a wonderful course to take.
Yeah, and although I've worked in this area for a number of years, I'm looking forward very much to learning a lot from these other instructors.
Ah, that's wonderful. It sounds like a great, great course. So we would encourage you, as you're thinking about courses that you would like to sign up for, to sign up for this class. Is there anything else that we didn't cover that you might want to say about this course to encourage people to
Yeah,
register?
well, I know that one question some potential participants have is, will there be homework?
Ah, yes.
And the answer to that is yes and no. No, there will not be daily or nightly homework assignments. But yes, each participant will have a week-long project to work on and
Ooh,
share at the end of the week. And that has to do with a locality guide. Each
okay.
participant will be asked um, to come up with one county or one larger city within the Northern Plains, hopefully one bearing upon one of the research projects. And through the week, they will develop their own locality guide. We'll talk some about what goes into a locality guide and how to develop that. And then the last session, they'll be asked to share what their guides are and what
Mhm.
they learned in putting that together. Locality guides are such an important
They
tool
are.
for genealogists working in some particular location, especially if they've never worked in that location before.
Exactly, exactly. This is going to be such a wonderful course, and everybody's going to learn so much from this great group, including yourself, of instructors that have put it together. And so I really appreciate you coming and talking to us about it today. If you are interested in taking this course, just go to the SLIG webpage and look at the different courses that are there, and then click on registration so you can learn all about when registration opens and how you can sign up for this course. And with that, I'd like to thank you, Gary, for coming and talking to me today about your course. And we will see everybody again as I talk about other courses that are offered by SLIG. Thanks so much.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Sherry.
Thank you. Bye-bye.